Hello, in this video, I want to teach you how to install a tool that you can use to interact with both PostgreSQL if you have downloaded it and installed PostgreSQL in your application. So if you have not, I've just had a link to the video below for the video where I taught how to install PostgreSQL. And if you've watched that, then you can come back to watch this one and see how you can integrate a tool called DBeaver in order for you to interact with PostgreSQL through DBeaver. Let's dive right into it. So here again, we're going to have to search for DBeaver download, and just check to see whatever it brings out for us. So like I said, it's going to come out with, so many different things and so on like that. So if you have an installation for your particular application, you can just click on that and then get straight right in. So if I should come here, click on it, and so it's going to bring me into this particular place where I could see the installer for Windows. You get it? So I'm just going to click in here. You could install from Microsoft Store, whichever one you feel is okay. So it's going to bring this for us, and that's for DBeaver setup. So I'm going to save it. So it's getting it. It should complete very soon. So there it is. I'm just going to click the open file link here. So it's going to just open it and it starts to initiate installation. So I want it in English, otherwise you could have it in whichever language that is available. And then here it is. And so I'm just going to click continue. I'm going to accept that, yes, I want it, agree. And there it is. So I want to select whether it should be installed for all users or for just me and all of that. I really don't know. I usually just say all users, and I want it to be installed in English. Okay, so here I'm just going to look, it says reset settings, choose which features of DBeaver community you want to install. So these are the defaults that it should install. So it just depends on you, but I just want to click all of them and then just go with it. Yes, it should bring it in here. And this my space available. This is what it's going to use. So that's not a constraint. And so we're here. It says do not create shortcut. I actually don't mind to have a shortcut in my desktop. So I'm going to leave that. If you don't want it, you can just click it. And then we can just go click install. And it's going to install everything into our machine. So it's going fast, and that means we'll soon be through with it. All right, so it's done now, and DB community has been installed on your computer. Click finish to close the setup. You get create desktop shortcut. Yes, I want that. Just create something like that and finish. So that way we have installed DBeaver in the machine. So let's go and open it, and all files and so that's it there. DBeaver is new, and I'm just going to, if you want to install it, this will be where you click, but we're just going to open it. And so it opens in this way. So there it is. It's open before us. It says Microsoft Windows Defender is active and could signify decrease in whatsoever. Well, exclude DB from being scanned to improve performance. Select how this installation should be handled by Microsoft Defender. We want it to exclude it. Keep DBeaver keep the being scanned by Microsoft Defender. So this is actually what we want, and just proceed with that. So here it says, do you want to create a sample database? So what this actually will mean is that you want to just within here create a sample database that you use. It can be used as an example to explore basic DBeaver. So it's left for you to say yes, it's left for you to say no, but let's just click yes and see what comes of it. Of course, we don't want to share data, so confirmed. And that's so this acts as a place where you can actually look into it and see some things that you would, you know, like need to use, but that's not what we're interested in. We're going to just cancel all of this. We're going to cancel all of that. So the important thing we want to do here is to link to a database application. So here I'm going to click on Postgres. So Postgres is already in my machine and it is using localhost. You can see it has detected what it is there. And that's the host. It is localhost here. This is the database name. And I could tell it that it should show all database that might be inside, not just this particular one that's inside. And so username, you remember when you were installing, it used Postgres. Remember those texts that I said you should copy in the previous video? You would see it here. You get it. It's using it, so you don't need to enter it. So we only need to enter what is the password that it's going to be using. So I'm going to enter the password I'd entered in my previous video. You get it. I'm going to enter that, and that's certainly that's all. Local client is this particular one. So I'm going to just click finish, and so having done that, I'm going to just click here so you can see that it is so it says Postgre drivers, PostgreSQL drivers, and all of that, edit driver download, or you can obtain drivers file by yourself and whatsoever that is in here. And what I'm going to do is just let's have it downloaded. Yeah, so there it is. So we now have it. So if you click on the database, you're going to see Postgres in there, and then you're going to see all of these other ones that are here, all of the things that could help you to see what's inside the database. So if you click on this one, you see public, click on it again, you would see the different tables. You know, you'll see things in like this. So remember that in the database in the previous video, I had created this people's name inside this Postgres database. I had created it in here. So right now you can now see it. I need to make this bold so that you can see what is actually happening. So you can actually test a lot of things. So let's just move this one a little like this. So the tool that by which you can write SQL is just here. So we could open a new SQL script out here, and this is where it comes out to. So remember what we did then, select. So you can press your tab button or just keep typing, select all from people. So this is one reason why I like DBeaver, because it's able to show me what tables there are. So I want this, and I'm just going to just click, and you can see it's now telling me the structure of the table that we had created initially, and I'm just going to accept it that that's what it wants me to do. So it's giving me an alias. So you're going to learn more about alias where you start to do use SQL to do data analysis. So this PN is just an alias that it's putting in. I could just take that away. Now I could run it, and there are different ways in which you can run what you have out here. So in times where you have so many queries here, you might need to select and then you run. But I'm just going to select this and execute it here. Another way that I can execute it is to select it and come to this point and then execute. yet another way, you can press Control Enter to execute. So Control Enter, that is what it does, and it brings the table that we already have out there. So with this, we are actually ready to start using DBeaver to create databases, to interact with databases, and so on like that. So now, one important thing I would like you to know is that you can create new databases. So you can create a new database here by simply clicking on this particular one, you know, and give it a name. So the owner is going to be Postgres. So PostgreSQL as a relational database system is the overall thing that we are using. And all what we need to do is give it a name. You don't need to take any of these templates to do that. Just give it a name and then just go like that. So let's give a name. So the name of the database could be anything. For example, if you want to work with a particular set of a particular kind of analysis, you can use that. So take for instance, I might want to work on something like airline customer related data. So I can write airline, you know, underscore customer, you know, airline customer like that, and I hit OK. So it's going to create it for us. So you can see that when I come to databases here, I'm going to see this other one here. I'm going to see my old Postgres one here, and I also see this particular one here. So nothing is inside it. If I click on schema public, I'm just going to have this. So you don't have any table in there. If I click this, you don't have any table. So if I want to create a table or bring in a table, that is when I would need to use this one. But more of that in upcoming videos that I would be creating. So here we have DBeaver connected to PostgreSQL, and that will be all for this video. I look forward to, you know, interacting with you in other videos related to SQL. In the videos to come, we actually will be learning how to use SQL as a data analyst. It's not going to be because as a data analyst, you're not really creating tables, you're not changing table structure or anything. You most likely will be getting data as CSV or whatever format, and you're bringing it in here to do analysis on it and to see how it looks like. So that is what I will be doing in upcoming videos. And if you wish to be a part of it, you want to subscribe, and so you can be able to get lay your hands on such videos. Thank you very much for watching. I look forward to see you in yet another video.